Hey everyone, welcome back to StorySpin. Today, we're diving into a relationship advice post from Reddit that deals with some serious warning signs and difficult choices. This post is titled, I was warned not to marry my girlfriend by her best friend. What now? I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, and I've been planning to propose in the next couple of months. Recently, we had a group of her friends over, and I decided to share my plans with one of her best friends. For context, her best friend is a gay man who's been in a committed relationship for 8 years. Their relationship seems stable, and while they're not married, they treat it as if they are. He's also very blunt. He tends to speak his mind, even when it causes tension, and he's not great at sugarcoating things to avoid awkwardness. So, when I told him about my plan to propose, he looked a bit uncomfortable. He said, "Good luck," while glancing around like he wanted to leave. His reaction surprised me, so I asked if he had any tips, or if there was something he wanted to get off his chest about me. He said he actually likes me and enjoys spending time with me, which made the situation more confusing. I asked him directly what was bothering him, thinking I could handle whatever he said. That's when he told me he had concerns, not about me, but about my girlfriend. According to him, she has a pattern of being emotionally distant in relationships. He said she's dated people more for convenience than genuine affection, and that she only ever seemed truly excited about one guy in the past. Her excitement then was as simple as being eager to text him back or lighting up when he messaged her. He also pointed out that she still talks about her exes a lot, even though she doesn't keep in touch with them. I've noticed this too. She'll bring up old conversations with exes and talk about them in surprising detail. He also mentioned that she hasn't been single for more than a year since before high school. While he admitted that might be hypocritical, since he's been with his boyfriend since high school, he said he believes she sometimes confuses romantic relationships with emotional support systems. That hit home for me, because during our first year together, I actually wondered if she was in love with him. I eventually dropped that thought after spending more time around him and realizing how committed he is to his boyfriend, and quite frankly, he is very gay. But the behaviors that raised my suspicions, her emotional dependence on him, only stopped after he established stronger boundaries. I remember a year into our relationship, my girlfriend got upset that he stopped coming over to comfort her after his boyfriend moved in full-time. They had an argument, and he apparently admitted that her lack of boundaries was part of the reason he pulled back. Sometimes she would even sleep over at his place, which always struck me as odd. Those were the kinds of things I thought I should be doing as her partner. What surprised me is that she's never been overly clingy with me. If anything, she's independent and sometimes distant. But with him, she had a strong emotional reliance. What started as me sharing exciting news turned into a conversation that left me feeling uncertain. I love my girlfriend, but her friend made some valid points that are now weighing on me. His comments echoed some things I had noticed but hadn't fully processed. Now I'm left wondering, why would he bring all this up? Was he trying to protect me? Or was this crossing a line? Do I talk to my girlfriend about this? If I do, and she finds out what he said, what does that mean for their friendship or for mine with her? Does she have a right to know her friend shared this with me? TLDR, I told my girlfriend's best friend I was planning to propose. He reacted awkwardly and eventually shared concerns about her emotional patterns in past relationships, like being distant, dating for convenience, and relying heavily on him for support. His comments made me question things I had noticed too. Now I'm unsure if I should talk to her about it, and I'm conflicted about whether she should know what her friend said. Let's take a look at what people in the comments section had to say. Comment 1. Personally, I'd maybe note this guy's advice, but you should make this decision really based on your experience and relationship. Like if his advice really hit home, then maybe bring up what you're worried or feeling to her. You have been dating for 3 years. Comment 2. I mean, he did say that he's seen these patterns himself. Comment 3. You only do that based on changes, and the friend has said, there's been patterns and even things he pointed out OP has noticed throughout the years, and keep in mind the friend had to pull back because of her lack of boundaries. Comment 4. One of my now husband's direct family members warned me about him very early on. We're now closing in on our 8th year of having one of those "you two are so close and lovey-dovey that you make me sick" relationships. Comment 5. I think she has a thing for her gay best friend. I think he knows it too and is trying to tell OP without actually telling him. Comment 6. Time to observe and feel things out. Do not bring any of this up to her. He has thrown out a flag that says something may be really off. Comment 7. I would sit down and have a conversation with her about how she sees her future and how you fit into it. If you notice things that the best friend has noticed, I would share those concerns, but only from your perspective, and see what she says. As of now, there hasn't been an update from the original poster in the comments section. My thoughts on this situation. This story really highlights how important outside perspectives can be when we're making major life decisions. Sometimes friends and family can see patterns or issues that we're too close to notice, or that we've simply accepted as normal. What's particularly interesting here is that the warning came from her best friend, not from the OP's circle. There's something powerful about that. This isn't someone with an agenda against the girlfriend. It's someone who presumably cares about her, but still felt compelled to share his concerns. The details about her being emotionally distant with romantic partners but overly dependent on her gay best friend are particularly noteworthy. It suggests she might be confusing different types of relationships and emotional needs. The fact that she hasn't been single for more than a year since before high school also points to someone who might be uncomfortable with being alone rather than truly invested in her relationships. Of course, we're only hearing one side of the story here. The girlfriend might have valid explanations for these behaviors, or perhaps they've changed over time. But when multiple people, both the friend and the OP himself, notice the same patterns, it's usually worth paying attention to. I think the commenter, who suggested having an honest conversation about the future without revealing what the friend said, offered particularly sound advice. Major decisions like marriage should be made with open eyes and clear communication about expectations and concerns. Now that's quite a situation to be in, isn't it? While our first story dealt with warnings about commitment from an outside perspective, our next story tackles relationship struggles from a very different angle. This time we're looking at the intimate challenges that can develop, even within established relationships. In this post, a frustrated partner shares their exhaustion with the constant effort required just to maintain their connection. Let's dive into "It feels like I have to be perpetually on for my girlfriend." I, 30, have been in a relationship with my girlfriend, 30, for a few years now. Lately, I've been feeling like I have to be perpetually on around her, always upbeat, engaging, and entertaining. It's exhausting. I can't relax or be myself without feeling like I'm letting her down or causing tension. Whenever I try to have a quiet moment or am not as lively, she questions if something is wrong or accuses me of being distant. I've tried to communicate that I need some downtime, but it often leads to arguments or her feeling neglected. I love her and enjoy our time together, but I also need space to recharge. I don't know how to balance her needs for constant engagement with my need for occasional solitude. TLDR. My girlfriend expects me to be constantly upbeat and engaging, which is draining. I need advice on how to communicate my need for downtime without causing conflict. Let's look at what people had to say in the comments. Comment 1. It's important to set boundaries and communicate your needs. If she can't respect that, it might be worth reevaluating the relationship. Comment 2. As an introvert, I completely understand. You need to take care of your mental health. Maybe suggest activities you can do together that are low energy. Comment 3. Have you considered couples therapy? A neutral third party can help facilitate these conversations. Comment 4. I went through something similar. It's crucial to have alone time. If she can't understand that, it's a red flag. Comment 5. Maybe find a middle ground. Schedule specific times for high-energy activities and others for relaxation. Comment 6. Feeling like you have to perform constantly isn't sustainable. She needs to accept you as you are. Comment 7. Therapy helped me and my partner understand each other's needs better. Highly recommend it. As of now, there hasn't been an update from the original poster in the comments section. My thoughts on this situation. This story touches on something many of us have experienced, but might struggle to articulate. Emotional exhaustion in relationships. The pressure to constantly be on is something that affects many couples, especially when one partner needs more social stimulation than the other. What strikes me about this post is how common this issue actually is. Many relationships struggle with the balance between togetherness and independence. It's normal to need time to recharge, but communicating that need without hurting your partner's feelings can be incredibly difficult. The comments really hit on an important point. Boundaries are essential in any healthy relationship. When one person feels like they need to perform or entertain the other constantly, it creates an unsustainable dynamic that can lead to resentment over time. I think this situation requires honest communication about both partners' needs. Maybe the girlfriend doesn't realize how exhausting her expectations are, or perhaps there are underlying insecurities making her question his feelings when he's quiet. Either way, finding a middle ground is key. Several commenters suggested therapy, and I think that's solid advice. A professional can help facilitate difficult conversations and provide tools for both partners to express their needs constructively. Sometimes having that neutral third party makes all the difference in helping both people feel heard. What's particularly interesting to me is how different this is from our previous story. In the first one, there were warning signs from an outside observer about commitment. In this case, the challenges are coming from within the relationship itself, the day-to-day interactions that can either strengthen or strain a bond over time. What do you think about this situation? Have you ever felt the pressure to be on in a relationship? Or have you been the partner who needs more engagement? How did you handle it? If you found yourself in either position, share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might help someone going through something similar right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video on StorySpin.